Donald Trump was transported to Walter Reed Medical Center. Marine One has landed.
So this coming after both the president and First Lady Melania Trump announced they have tested positive for COVID-19. Just in the last half hour, the president tweeted a video giving an update.
I want to thank everybody for the tremendous support. I'm going to Walter Reed Hospital. I think I'm doing very well, but we're going to make sure that things work out. The First Lady is doing very well. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will never forget it. Thank you.
Now, the president is 74 years old. Just about a half an hour ago at the White House, the president did walk out on his own to Marine One. That's the video you're seeing right here. Their son, Barron, has so far tested negative. The president is being sent to the military hospital now out of an abundance of caution. And according to the White House, the president will spend several days there receiving treatment. At the last update, the president was experiencing fatigue. He has been injected now with an experimental antibody cocktail.
President Trump made the initial announcement on Twitter late last night, or early this morning rather, saying we will begin our quarantine and recovery process immediately. We will get through this together.
Also in a tweet this morning, the First Lady thanked those who have sent love to her and the president. She said she is feeling good overall and looking forward to a speedy recovery.
The positive result came after one of the president's closest aides, Hope Hicks, had tested positive for the virus. She spent time near the president this week, including aboard Air Force One. Hicks had also traveled to several events with President Trump this week, including the debate on Tuesday and to his rally in Minnesota on Wednesday. So far, Hicks is the closest aide to President Trump to test positive for COVID-19. It is not clear if Mr. Trump got the virus from Hicks, nor how long he has had it for. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell spoke to the president this morning and said that he was in good spirits.
In fact, he and I also talked business during the course of our discussion this morning. I want to wish him and the First Lady well, and I'm confident he'll be able to get through this and recover.
Also tonight, Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden has tested negative for the virus. In the past hour, he also tweeted out, "This cannot be a partisan moment." He said it must be an American moment. We have to come together as a nation.
Vice President Mike Pence tweeted his support for the president and the First Lady, saying, quote, "We join millions across America praying for their full and swift recovery."
Now, local lawmakers from all across the area and the partisan spectrum are also sending in their well wishes. Washington Governor Jay Inslee says he hopes the president and First Lady do have a speedy recovery. He tweeted this morning saying the virus does not discriminate based on our politics. We hope everyone will protect their health and the health of those around them by doing what we know works.
Meantime, Idaho Governor Brad Little said he and his wife are sending prayers their way. He also wrote, quote, "The pandemic is not over and we must remain vigilant in defense of the virus. Wash your hands, wear a mask. Together, we will get through these unprecedented times."
And this is from Eastern Washington Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers. She tweeted out about the president this morning, saying that she's praying for their health as well as a speedy recovery.
Senator Patty Murray also sending her support and well wishes for the president and First Lady. She tweeted, "This is a terrible disease and it continues to impact families all across the country."
All of this has been a developing story, changing almost by the minute. So for the latest updates, remember, you can always go to KREM.com.
Well, in other news, with President Trump's announcement of his coronavirus diagnosis, it has left a lot of people with questions about what happens next.
Yeah, so tonight our Verify team has more on the 25th Amendment and how it could be used in exactly this type of situation.
The president's announcement that he is COVID-19 has created a lot of questions online, and the Verify team is here to put it all in context. Here's one question. What is the 25th Amendment and how is it invoked? Our sources here are the Constitution and a pair of law professors, Sai Prakash from the University of Virginia and Ilya Somin from George Mason University. The first part of the 25th Amendment is clear. If the president dies, resigns, or is removed from office, the VP will take over. But what if the president is still in office and unable to do his job?
If the president said, "I'm unable to function," then the vice president would just take over. But absent such a declaration prior to the 25th Amendment, it would be, a little uncertain who would make that determination, right? Are other people supposed to make it? Is it Congress? Is it the courts? Is it the vice president? Who is it? And the 25th Amendment speaks to that question.
Our experts explain that this could go down in one of two ways. Here's the first way. The president submits a written declaration to the president pro temp of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. In this case, that's Chuck Grassley and Nancy Pelosi. The Vice President, Mike Pence, would then act as president until President Trump submits a written declaration that he can resume. Then there's the other way this could happen. The VP and a majority of the, quote, principal officers of the executive departments, which our experts say is generally interpreted as the president's cabinet, submit a written declaration to the president pro tem of the Senate and the House Speaker that the president is unable to do his or her job. The president would be allowed to contest that declaration, but if the VP and cabinet persist, that would lead to a vote in Congress. It would take a vote of 2/3 in both houses to keep the VP in charge. But there's really no precedent here.
I think every time the 25th Amendment's been invoked, it's the president himself saying, I can't function.
So our experts say that the possibility of invoking the 25th Amendment is really uncharted territory. With your Verify, this is Evan Kozloff.
So, of course, we're going to keep tracking of all this and bring you those updates as they do happen. In the meantime, though, we want to switch gears just a little bit, turn to Thomas Patrick, who is, of course, tracking what looked to be a very nice weekend.
I love tracking the nice weather. It certainly makes my job a lot easier, and it looks fantastic outside as well. Maybe it's just the thinnest layer of haze, but man, that is getting really nit and picky about it. It just looks gorgeous out there. Feels like summer with just a few fall colors mixed in as well. It's 75 degrees right now in the Spokane area, and the winds are calm. It is just a very enjoyable evening out there, and hey, Riverfront Park looks beautiful as ever. Here's temperatures across the region. A few 80s still on the map between Omak, Moses Lake, Pomeroy, and the Lewiston areas, and I think that'll hold serve heading into the weekend. If not even warmer, Saturday still appears to be the warmest day of our upcoming forecast, and right at 80 degrees in Spokane would be just shy of a few record highs. Maybe a little bit hazy, but not much if anything. And even next week continues to be above average temperature-wise, but we will eventually get a few showers in our forecast. And coming up, I'll detail when is our next best chance for just that. That's all coming up in a few minutes, but for now, we'll be right back with some election news after this.